Can I just say something? We live in a weird time. Very weird time. I was driving. Oh, gross. Why would you do that? Excuse yourself. I was driving home and there was a bad accident. At first, I couldn't even tell if it was an accident. I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm driving on a route, which is like a small highway if you don't have routes where you live. So it's like a 2-lane highway, 2 to 3 lane with merging lanes. And there's a truck. I'm driving home, 2-lane highway. I'm going south. In the north end, there's a truck that's perpendicular to the road. And at first I thought, oh, maybe it's like trying to back up. Maybe it got wedged or something, like getting on the highway. And then as I get closer and you see the sirens, you're like, oh, shoot, there's a bad accident, and traffic's going to be... Listen, if you're in traffic right now, north of Salem on 1, get off. Just get off that highway. Get off that route, all right? That's going to be tied up for a long time. But as I witnessed this accident, right? And like the dude hit the concrete dividers, smashed it out into our side of the road. Huge truck, right? And all the looky-loos, everybody slows down to look. It's not even on our side. People could have kept going. Well, I mean, the concrete was you had to kind of drive around the concrete. But the car in front of me, I don't know, this bugged me. Am I weird for this bugging me? But the car in front of me had its window down, and the dude had, I'm guessing it's a dude. It had to be a dude. I don't think a woman would be doing this. But again, I don't know. But the dude had his phone hanging out the window filming as he drove by. This huge accident, right? This huge, not an 18-wheeler, because it wasn't towing a big thing in the back. It was towing like this weird thing. But it was like the front end of a Mack truck with this weird setup in the back. I don't know what it was. It looked like a... What are those things called? I don't know what it was. But this dude, so I'm driving home from work, right? And on the other side of the highway, huge accident with this Mack truck and whatever he was pulling behind him. And the guy in front of me is hanging out his window. Dude's got his hand out his window, filming it, right? And we're going to get into the news, but I had to share this because this bugged me. But this is the only time, like, pulling out your camera bugs me. Because as we pull up, as I get to where the guy in front of me was filming, I look over and there's a guy on the side of the road totally messed up. Blood, like, dude was roughed up, There wasn't, I don't even think there was, maybe there were EMTs on the scene. There was someone with him. But the dude was in rough shape and there was no, like, he wasn't getting into an ambulance. And you could see blood covered his shirt. Hello, Brawl Brothers, Adrian, Z for Zay. We're going to get into some news. Welcome. I'm Rob. I do lives. Hit subscribe. Join the conversation like everybody that's in the chat. You do that by hitting subscribe, hit the notification bell. I go live every weekday. I comment on the news and we joke around. A lot of satire. I could be sardonic. We learned what that meant last week. But I'm just recapping, like, just something I experienced because it bugged me. Does this bug anybody else? Would you care? Or are you the person that pulls out your camera and films people in, like, the worst moment of their day? I don't know. I felt it, like, highly inappropriate. Like, there are times where I think instinctually you should pull out your camera, and some high-profile, all-powerful being is breaking the law. Go ahead, film them. If you're doing your public duty and witnessing the public servants, go ahead and film them. Yeah, it annoys me too, Adrian. Okay, good. But I don't know. Clearly there are people. The guy in front of me had his window down. It is almost 90 out today. Had his window down, camera out. And I'm like, bro, you could see cop sirens. Like, I don't even think the cops are at the accident because it was such a difficult situation to get to. But this guy, when I got to where the guy was filming in front of me, when I pulled up to there and I could see, dude was still coming in and out of conscious, I guess, I don't know, but bloodied and did not look like he was all there. And I thought, God damn, you know, that's such a weird time to like who is he gonna, if you're filming that, like who are you sending it to the news? Like, what are you doing with that on film? That's what I want to ask. Guy in front of me in the white Lexus or whatever it was, what are you doing filming that accident? Do you go home and watch it later? Are you like showing it to your work? Well, it wasn't even slowing us down. We were on the other side of the road. It just bugs me, man. But it's like, out of all the times to like film something in society and have a camera, when somebody's messed up on the ground after a severe truck accident on the highway, that ain't the time to film. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I'm like, I wanted to yell, like, put your fucking camera away. Guy's having a bad day. You know, he don't want to remember this one. Is it for, what does that guy work for insurance? He's like, this is for insurance purposes. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he's like an insurance lawyer. He's like, I gotta film this, get all the details of the scene. But yeah, man, that just rubbed me the wrong way. Oh, and then as I drive by the accident, traffic is like dead stopped, right? And it's going miles back. Like, I feel bad. That was the other thing. I guess I was caught up in my head because the whole time I'm like, thank God that was not on this side. You know, like, because this is going to be crazy hemmed up for a while. Like, traffic is going to be sitting there for the afternoon. And as I got past the accident and seen that dude and was trying to not drive on the concrete that his Mack truck had plowed into our side of the highway, there was a woman. I guess I was wrong. I was like, it couldn't be a woman in front of me. There was a woman who was out of her car, close up to the accident with her phone, taking pictures or filming. And I was like, shit, out of all the people in the world that like do good, Mr. Rogers, if you remember him from Channel 2 PBS, he always said, look for the helpers. Out of all the people that, you know, were probably helping that guy, there were the same amount of people just there to take photos. And I could only think like, damn, man, I wouldn't be surprised if that guy was like, with his last blinks of consciousness, just flipping these people off that are filming him after this massive accident he got into. And irregardless, maybe it was like his fault. Yeah, I guess that changes it for me. If he was being a D driver, because when you drive those big trucks, when you drive those big Mack trucks, you got to be extra careful. You know, that's like a high responsibility job. And those guys aren't paid enough either. You know, all my truckers out there, you guys should be paid much, much more. You have such a responsibility for lives on the road. But if he was just being reckless or something, then I guess my opinion changes on filming him. I just thought, that's not of me, I guess. That's just not my taste is not filming. I mean, I guess if there was like a fire or something crazy, I'd be filming it. But like, if it's just an accident and a dude bloodied up on the road, this is not really my cup of tea. I don't know what you're doing with that video. Maybe look for it on YouTube. Nah, man, recording an accident just for showing others that you witnessed an accident. It's such a less-minded thing. Thank you, Adrian. That's kind of my take. Unless the accident was like so insane, you know what I mean? Like if it was like gasoline spilt over or like a million chickens knocked out of the back. Like if there was a spectacle, I get it. But this was like clearly just a very tragic, ordinary Mack truck accident. And it was like the truck wasn't flipped over, nothing, right? The truck was just fucking perpendicular to the road. It was very weird. I couldn't even tell it was an accident at first. The concrete blown out in the front of the truck when you get closer. But the fact that the guy was like really messed up on the side of the road leaning against the other concrete barrier, like that's what bugged me. Like people filming that. I'm like, I don't know, maybe we're going to see it entered into Nuke's top 5 paranormal channel where they're like, people in Massachusetts were filming an accident and little did we know, but there was a little ghost boy that appeared, you know, like, I don't know, maybe it's for that, but it just bugged me because I was like, that guy's having a real bad day. And whether or not he was driving irresponsibly or not, I don't know. I didn't even see it happen. But I still, that like, I don't know, just when somebody's hurt like that, it's not of me to like film. If anything, it's like, do you guys need help? But that's the age in the year of our Lord 2025. This is the age we live in. One day I was cruising with my boys and there was an accident. I saw a man fully covered in blood. And did you immediately think like, oh, we need to film? Like that's, if somebody's hurt, that's the one time where I'm like, I don't think we should be filming. Like this is not a time to film. If like the car is crazy, like, you know, up in a tree or something, or I don't know, like if it was like a money truck flipped over, money everywhere, I like get the spectacle part of filming, but just the dude hurt, like I'm like, oh, that bugged me. It bugged me so bad. Anyways, there's news. Let's talk about the news real quick because I'm going off on this. I don't know. It just, I can't shake it off, man. I just witnessed it, and I hope that dude's okay, you know, and I hope the ambulance can get. That was really what bugged me too. I'm like, this is in such a location where like tow trucks, ambulance, like people are gonna have a hard time getting to this man, and the fact that so many people were filming, you know, I don't know. Like they were getting out of their cars to film. I'm like, get your fucking car on the side of the road. Let emergency get through, man. That's a real fear I have. Someone take a picture recording me in an accident. Yeah. And that's the other thing I was thinking. I was like, man, if that was me, I'd just be middle finger to the air. Like, fuck you guys filming, you know? Sorry for the line. Cuss you guys filming, you know? Like, helping hand. Don't film. And a man took his wallet and ran away. Oh, God, that is salt in the wound. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. By the way, oh, my goodness, see you. Okay, hit subscribe and notification bell. Let's talk. I want to point out this one thing. Chara means my friend in Gaelga, in Irish. Chara was in court, I think it was last week, in Jacobin, my favorite magazine. The French Jacobin were the extreme leftists in the revolution, in the French revolutionary days. But Jacobin has a magazine, and they did a great article, which I linked down below, about Chara's trial in the UK. He's being tried for terrorism charges because he said up Hamas, up I forget exactly what he said, but because of his words that he said on stage. And Chara, if you don't know, is in the Irish speaking rap group Kneecap. And it's just incredible today in this world where, you know, what really bugs me about this is not only like the free speech issue, like it's the UK, so they have different laws. I get it. But what really bugs me is like there are white supremacists embedded, encoded in the system, right? And there are white supremacist beliefs still in America and in the UK that go along just dandy. And you don't ever see these people, you know, just some of the stuff that has been said that I witnessed or put out there. You're like, damn, that, how come that stuff doesn't get the reaction? I guess because when the oppressor is the white supremacist, they're not going to punish their own. But this Chara trial is very fascinating. He's got a great team of lawyers, and I wanted to bring this to your attention because not only is Kneecap a rad band, and you should download and stream their music and buy their merch. If I had money, I would be buying their merch, because they're pushing the limits for free speech. But they're showing you like artists should be allowed to say what they want on stage, right? That's artistry. They're not politicians going on being cited as a professional or as an authority figure, being, you know, taken at their word on like news and stuff. You know, these are artists on stage performing, and this should be, it's like when George Carlin got arrested for swearing on stage. You know, it's like there are certain limits to what you should be doing when it comes to artistry and that creative outlet. It should be allowed to have its realm. You know, you can't go policing this stuff, but they are. Again, these are not political figures, these are not authority figures, these are Irish rappers, and it's amazing that they take that stuff serious. But well, again, you know, toeing the line. But you know, if they rap about other things, then it's okay. So this is a very interesting story, and I think everyone should follow along because it's more than what is being said, and it's more than what is being done. This is you know, the system flexing its muscle and showing its might against artists, creators, and whether or not you're a rapper, you know, this is something where Kneecap has become the pillar for all creators, whether you're on YouTube or you paint. You know, imagine if you painted something and they were like, we don't like the words you painted, we're going to come after you. Like, you know, that should be off limits. When you're creating art, you cannot police that shit. You know, imagine if people were like going after Lady Gaga for wearing a meat dress. You know, as absurd as it sounds, who's to say? So please check out the article below by Jacobin. Now, AI. I love my son. I love my kids, right? My son's like, I hate AI. He despises it. And he can identify it really well. He's young. And I'm so proud of him, because we need the kids today to reject this AI art, AI slop, as it's called. And I linked some other news articles down below. Typical British Empire going after an Irish group, 100% home. By the way, Kneecap is coming to Boston in October 11th, I think. So if you're in the Boston area, sorry, if you're in the Boston area, please go support them. I don't get a night out with kids and work, and you know, I can't do it. But if I could, I would go in a heartbeat. I would love to see these guys. I love that they rap in Irish. I love that they're keeping the Irish language living. In fact, they inspired me to take Irish on Duolingo, which I'm on a 51-day streak. So yeah, so please read this article. It's very important. Oh, Orpheus, what's up, man? We were just talking about, well, I was giving a recap of my drive home. I don't know, Orpheus, I would like your thoughts. I seen a bad accident. A Mack truck was perpendicular to the road. Dude was out on the side of the road, and the guy in front of me had his camera on, hanging out the window, filming. No police there yet, or like maybe one cop, but there wasn't like ambulance or nothing, and I was really bugged by it. Spent a little time talking about that. So I don't know if that's people's natural reaction. My thought was like, if it's a spectacle, if the accident is a spectacle, I get filming it, but just some dude having a horrible moment, that sucks. It bugged me. And then I was talking about Kneecap. Great article by Jacobin. The greatest magazine ever. It's the only magazine I've paid a subscription to. No longer, but years ago. They had a great article on Mokara from the Irish rap group Kneecap and their trial, terrorism charges in the UK. Remind you, these are rappers. These are Irish rappers. They're on trial for what they said on stage, which is just blasphemous. You know, once you start policing art, I say, you know, it is a dying empire, but I say, you know, the dying empire's last clutches is to police the art that its society creates. Rubberneckers drive me crazy. I can understand filming a crazy wreck. I wouldn't film the driver though. Yeah. Well, and it was, I guess, kind of a crazy wreck. The truck was, honestly, when I was pulling up to the accident, I couldn't tell if it was a wreck or if the guy was like stuck and trying to back up. But I was like, how would he get that way on the highway? So, I mean, I guess I have some sympathy. When you see a dude that bloodied and like, oh my God, is he okay? My last instinct is to like, you know, if anything, you're like, don't pull up, you know, like, I don't know, if I was with you, put your fucking phones away. Like, this is not the time, you know, I don't know. I guess the dad in me is like, I'm too grown up now. I guess if I was younger, I'd be like, yeah, crazy, I'm gonna show everybody. And now I'm like, God damn, put your phones away. This man's having a bad day. Thank you for the input, Orpheus. Good to see you. And for everybody else, please join the conversation, hit subscribe, and then the notification bell after. I'm Rob. I go live every weekday. We comment on the news. We're sardonic, we're sarcastic, and we always punch up, folks. That's the only place to punch, straight up. Joe Rogan used to punch up, and now he directly punches down at people's... I'm not going to say it. I'm trying to work... I want to say cuss instead of bad words. Because I was watching the fantastic Mr. Fox. If you've never seen that movie, one of my favorites. And in it, instead of swearing, all the animals, all the creatures say, what the cuss? And I love it. I told my kids, I was like, you can say that all day long. Don't say bad words. But you can say, what the cuss? I was just having this conversation. Art has been dying for decades. Capitalism, technology, and nepotism have stolen the heart and soul from art. 100%. Well, Orpheus, so I'm glad you made it here for this story. Because down below, I linked an article from Gizmodo. And I guess there's some Cannes Live Creator Festival, Creativity Fest, and the YouTube CEO spoke at it, and he announced that YouTube is going to have a button or an option to create YouTube Shorts from scratch using Google's new VO3 AI generator. It's a video generator. which to me, I go, God, I love the creators who put their heart and soul, like Orpheus was saying, into their work. Whether it's weird, bad, good, it's not about the caliber or quality of their work. I hope this comes across how I'm trying to say it. But sometimes it's not about like the quality or like it doesn't have to be like a Cannes Noir film festival looking piece. But you could just tell someone like put their heart and soul into it. I've done that with some of my work where you spend days, if not weeks, maybe a month, like writing and editing, and you're just giving everything to it. And it's not the best piece. You know, if you had like, if I had better studio equipment, if I had better editing than just on my iPhone, where it shuts down if I do anything over like 20 minutes, you know, my editing app will just turn off and I have to restart everything. But you could just tell sometimes people put their heart and soul into it. And like Orpheus was saying, I'm so terrified that not only is AI slop everywhere, but it would just make so many people come out of the woodwork just to capitalize on it. Again, like Orpheus just nailed it. It's just going to turn shorts and all this stuff. I mean, I'm going to try to utilize it. There's no joke, no lie. I will test it. I mean, I just don't see any other way. Plus, sometimes I have ideas where I'm like, what if this happened to Jeff Bezos, or, you know? I'm like, I can't animate that. It would be cool to have AI do it. But I just think in the long run, like, you know, it removes so much of the soul from artwork. Before auto-tune, we had Johnny Cash, Dylan, Mercury. Now we have rich kids who said they wanted to be a singer, so their parents made it happen. Or if it's like, remember Rebecca Black? Friday. And that's so true, man. I can remember when they had an app for that, and you can auto-tune yourself, the T-Pain auto-tune app. And everyone was like, God damn, I got great pitch. And it's like, yeah, but you know, the art isn't there. You might have impeccable pitch from your auto-tune app, but just the words you're saying are just, you know, not artistic. I could probably get more from my cat. And get a better painting out of my cat than what you're producing auto-tune wise. More artistic. Yeah, Bob Dylan. That's what I mean. And even like when you even think about some of these guys, like Tom Petty, right? I mean, I guess he's a good singer, but some of these people, like, it's not even that they're, you know, Christina Aguilera, Break a Glass, Mariah Carey, hit all these different octaves, great singers. It's like their heart and soul is in it. And sometimes, I mean, that's why sometimes artists don't sound the same in concert. But it's I don't know how to describe it, because even if it's not in tune, it's still got that soul, you know? They all have the most easily digestible milquetoast, no message lyrics. Exactly. That's the, what's up, Ashley Madewell? That's the other reason, Orpheus, why I say support Kneecap, this Irish rap group who's on trial, article down below by Jacobin. Because not only do they stand for something, they're keeping the Irish language living, breathing, alive and well today through their rap. And they stand politically for something. Dark Defend 420. You too. Have a wonderful day. So yeah, man, this AI, if you're a YouTuber, if you're on YouTube, I highly recommend this article down below by Gizmodo. They're obviously, the author of this article is very much against it. But I just think, you know, if you are worried about seeing AI, there's, oh my God, so many AI ads. I hate the one where the stock trader is like, you won't believe, I share all of my stock trades, and like his mouth doesn't move and he has like no teeth, and you're like, Jesus, who invested money in these bad AI ads? But I'm proud of some of the youth. Let me say that, because my son, and I know there's other kids, can identify this AI slop and they reject it wholeheartedly, and I'm proud of that. I still have faith that this younger generation is going to have to fight the AI war for us. I'm getting too old. I do love the AI Bigfoot videos. I haven't seen those. See, that's what I mean. There are some AI generated ideas that have heart. You know what I mean? Like wanting to experience Bigfoot, that has some soul to it. So there are the exceptions. I just think overall it's going to bring out the rats, you know, off of the art ship, and they're all going to try and, I don't know, capitalize on this. Oh, awesome. Yeah, link one in the comments, please. because I have not seen those, but that sounds funny. See, that's what I mean. Like, there gotta be funny ideas that certain people have, but they don't have the means to create, and I think that is the exception. I'm not looking forward to the people who are just like, you know, motivational, this is the Norse Viking way of life videos. Where the alpha male universe gets involved into the AI, it's going to just perpetuate the male loneliness epidemic. And what we need is to, you know, help combat that. Okay, I had some other stuff about Trump and Iran, and I don't know if I want to go into it today. After witnessing that freaking accident, that just shook my brain, man. AI is terrifying. 100%. 100%, man. I wonder if there's totally AI podcasts out there, because that would be hilarious. An AI podcast with just like Elvis and Genghis Khan. Like, that's the shit of the future that we're looking. Oh my God, this is gonna be so horrible. Did you hear the new? That's what, Orpheus. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna have a Bigfoot AI podcast where he's like, "Listen, this is why you guys haven't found me." And it's going to sound so real that there's going to be, you know, the flat earthers are going to abandon the flat earth movement. They're going to go into, you know, more Bigfoot podcast is real. Oh, Christ. We're doomed. We're doomed. All right, guys. I really would love to have my hands on some good AI equipment just to see how far I can push the envelope with this stuff. You know, AI Yeti as a drug runner is freaking hailing. See, there are some good ideas. I gotta give it to some people. And that's what I'm hoping to do. I want to be the exception. All right, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I gotta go. But you hit that notification bell and you join me tomorrow when I go live. Much love. Alma, Orpheus, good to see you. Dark Defend, Ashley. And hit that thumbs up button. And today, that's the other thing, you know, today is 20 years since my dad left this earth. Today is, so I gotta go take some time for myself. Tough day. Sending love to my brother and my other brother. If you ever watch this, we miss you. Call us, please. All right, peace.